Good morning and happy Tuesday. Hello, this is Michael Demond here with We Merge Media, and today is Tech Talk Tuesday. So let's see here. I got a lot going on behind the scenes today, but I'm just wanted to do my usual and let me just check everything to make sure all my audio is good. But I have three devices running right now, and it looks like they're all running well. Let me just do a quick share in a couple of places to make sure I'm in the places I need to be. All right. Did you see the little countdown thing that started at the beginning? So I've been playing around since last week with StreamYard and diving into some of the features that I'm going to talk to you and kind of show off today. But I'm going to talk in general about live streaming and how I'm using it in my business and how you can also use it in yours. So you might get a little feedback for a second here as I just kind of check this and make sure my audio is working. All right, cool. And then one extra thing that I'm going to do today, let me go there and do that. I don't know why I'm setting myself up like this, but I said that I would go live on Instagram so people on Instagram can kind of get the behind the scenes of how all this works. So at Michael Demond on Instagram, if you want to follow me there, I'm actually live there now. Hey, people on Instagram, I am here with the people from Facebook and the people from YouTube. And today we're going to talk about live streaming. So let me just take a quick look at the comments and see who's here. Good morning, Mom. I see my mom's on. She's tuned in. Great morning, Mikhail. Thank you for tuning in as well. Give me a thumbs up or a like. Give this a share. I'm assuming everybody can hear me because I'm pretty sure my folks would tell me if they could not hear me. So I thank you for that. So let me just do one more thing here. While I am getting all set up, I just want you to know that this is the third episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, and I'm kind of finding my groove. Like I have a process that I go through. I do scripting for every show, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I script the shows and what I do with the script after the show. And then I like it because I'm finding the more that I'm doing this, the faster it is for me to kind of get up and running, and it doesn't take me as long to plan the show. And I'm finding a groove with it. You kind of get a cadence with it, as they say. So thanks again for tuning in. Today is Tech Talk Tuesday, and this is the third episode. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Michael Demond. I'm the owner of We Merge Media. I'm a digital marketing consultant, and I help small business owners adapt technologies to start, grow their business online. I've been doing that for 20 years. I've done graphic design and all this other stuff, but I'm really kind of finding my lane with the technology because I really love doing that. I love teaching, and I love helping business owners kind of adapt to all this stuff and figure out how they can incorporate it into their business. So today's topic is Tech Talk Tuesday, and I'm going to be talking about broadcasting to multiple social media platforms with StreamYard. So what you're watching today and what's allowing me to simultaneously broadcast to multiple platforms is actually some software called StreamYard. I am using it hopefully in 3 places, but I know right now it only works in 2 places. So I'm streaming on Facebook. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm using my phone connected to a light source here to actually just do some live while I'm on Instagram. So people on Instagram, Instagrammers, can kind of get a behind the scenes thing. The third platform that I want to stream to, and I thought I'd be able to do right away, is LinkedIn. And come to find out, LinkedIn has something called LinkedIn Live. So every platform is having a live live streaming component built into their platform, but you have to be approved if you want to use StreamYard and broadcast to StreamYard from StreamYard to LinkedIn. It's I guess it's in piloting. It says that they're kind of approving people, and right now they have a small group of people who are approved for it. So I'm not streaming live on LinkedIn yet, but eventually I hope to. So today I just wanted to, again, get back to the title, which is broadcasting to multiple social media platforms with StreamYard. So I was speaking to a friend who recently started live streaming, and she was telling me about how she gets nervous every time she's about to do a live. And I told her that I think it's normal because it still happens to me. And a lot of the other people who have been doing this much longer than me always talk about how they kind of get the jitters and get the butterflies before going live as well, too. So she was kind of shocked because she said I come across as natural, and she was surprised that I still get nervous. And I think that, like anytime you're going live and anytime you're doing something like this is a new opportunity for your insecurities to kind of creep in, and you feel like something's going to go wrong, or something's not going to work right. So I don't know that that ever goes away, but what I do know is the more that I do it, the more comfortable I become with it. And you also started to kind of get your groove. And as long as you know what it is that you're talking about, you really should be okay. But I know that it's difficult to do that first time, to like do the first live. So before I get into kind of talking about StreamYard, I just want to share with you, if you're a business owner, if you're someone who wants to do live streaming, but you haven't because the nerves get the best of you, I'm just going to share a few tips of things that I did before I actually started live streaming. So one thing that you can do is that you can record yourself using a camera built into your phone or your laptop. So I used to just go on like my video, turn the video on my phone, and I would just record myself. I'm not sharing it with anybody, so I don't have to worry about anybody seeing it at all. I'm just simply recording myself so that I can get used to seeing my face and hearing my voice in video. It's weird, and you're like, ooh, like I don't like the way it sounds, I don't like the way it looks like, but it'll really help you over time to kind of get comfortable with the way that you come across and if you need to make some adjustments. So I recommend doing that. Just record yourself privately. You don't have to share it. You don't have to post it. It's really just about you getting over those initial nerves about going live and live streaming. The second thing that you could do if you're considering live streaming is try scripting your show or your content. So for every episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, I actually have a script. Now, I try to keep these to 30 minutes. I don't read the script literally, but it does help me think through what I want to talk about on the show when I kind of map out what my talking points are going to be. So I recommend just scripting it out and giving yourself some loose talking points so that you understand what it is you want to talk about. It'll help you kind of stay on track. And you'll find it that you can use that content. Like I use my script in a number of different ways. So when this is done, I have to kind of edit this a little bit and I'll post it up on LinkedIn since I'm not live there, but I can also post it on my website and some other places. But I then can use that script to do my captions on social media. I can use that script to do a blog post. So that script comes in handy. It's almost kind of like your marketing copy in a way for the content that you record, of a way to be able to repurpose that. And then lastly, one thing that you can do to kind of get over the nerves and your insecurities is just get a couple of close friends or a friend or two that you don't mind messing up in front of. Like, have fun with it. Go live with a friend inside of a private message. You can do that on Instagram. I know you can do that on Facebook. You can just do a FaceTime or a Google Hangout. Try just doing that with someone so you can get used to talking in front of people and then using that as a way to be able to kind of practice. So those are my 3 tips. If you have not gone live and you kind of worry about the nerves and messing up and all that stuff, just kind of get comfortable with it by practicing. And then when you're ready, just go live and just be yourself. I am getting more comfortable. Like I don't have a problem speaking publicly. But I don't know what it is. It's just something weird when you're talking to a camera and you're not making direct face contact with people. And the technology is scary for a lot of people too. So I totally understand if you're in that boat, what that's like. So let me just take a quick look at our comments here. Good morning, Jackie. Thank you for tuning in. Garcia, Providers Helper, good morning. And thank you for tuning in. Thanks, Mom. She said I'm loud and clear. Awesome. Hey, Reve, good morning. Thank you for tuning in as well. Mikhail says that I like that script. Yeah, you can keep using it. Exactly. Like I love repurposing content. So the more I can use something, the better. If I can make it once and use it 5 different times, I'm all for that. I definitely love doing that. So what I'm going to do now, and I've been trying to figure out the best way to do this because it's kind of ugly when I share my screen, the same screen that I'm live broadcasting from, because you're going to get like what they call like a tunnel effect, and you're going to see my screen share. And this, I don't know how to describe it. When I do it, you'll see it. But if you can, I know this is going to be hard to see on a mobile phone, and hopefully you'll be able to watch this on a larger screen later. But I wanted to share my screen with you because I just want to show you some of the functions behind the scenes, so that you can see what I see to the best of my ability to be able to show it. So I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be like a little funky, weird tunnel vision type thing. But we'll get past that, and you'll be able to kind of listen, and I'll also click things so you'll kind of see my screen change while I'm clicking these things. But before I do so, I just want to talk about why I think live streaming is important and why I added it to my business. So just personally, since I've been live streaming these past 3 episodes, I've been getting more people who are seeing me and reaching out to me to ask for help. It could be because the content that I'm covering is something that they want to do or wanted to do, and they see that I'm doing it, so they contact me and figure out how I may be able to help them do so. It's also helping me grow my email list. So, I have a newsletter that I honestly have been slacking on big time. I went in there today and it's like hundreds of people, and I'm like, ooh, I haven't talked to these people in a long time. But they can unsubscribe if they need to unsubscribe, but I got to use it. But it's actually been helping me get new people on that contact list, and I'm promising to use that on a more regular basis. And then third is just that my social media engagement for my pages has been increasing. So the platforms right now, like Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, all are very favorable towards live video. People like live video because it's just something that they don't have to do anything. They don't have to do anything but press play and watch, and they can watch and listen. So if you do more live video, if you're doing more video content, it's actually going to be favorable by the platform. So that's another reason why I do it and why you see more activity when you incorporate it into your marketing strategy. A couple other things outside of my personal experience is that I was just looking up some information and saw that 90% of customers claim that they actually trust well-built personal brand content or recommendations rather than a company endorsing itself. So basically, like if an individual person is talking about the company and the products that it offers, people are more likely to trust that, which makes sense to me, rather than the company putting that information on the website and say, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. People listen to people, and people trust people more than they would just a faceless brand, which ties to the next thing that I think live streaming does for you is it actually gives you a way to kind of humanize your business or humanize your brand. I, for a very long time, kind of stayed behind the scenes because I'm just like, I'm just doing the work behind the scenes. I don't need to come out and be visible or be the face of. But what I'm actually finding that, most of the people that I have, our initial contact was because we met personally or because we've had some type of virtual interactions where they're able to kind of get connected to me and my personality, which therefore feeds into the business. So I want you to consider that too, if you're a business owner, that it does add an element of humanism. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going to use it. It humanizes your brand and allows people an opportunity to be able to connect with you better. And then lastly, like this is a great way for you to be able to kind of extend your reach and increase the number of people who see you. There's only so many people who might be tuning in with me live, but usually after a week or two, I'll look back at the stats and you can actually see that there's people who watched the video way after it was live, who are watching it later on. Maybe they weren't available at that time. But I'm also taking this video content and repurposing it so I can, create snippets from it and use it as blog posts and all this other stuff. So those are the reasons why I think it's important for you as a business owner to consider going live. That's also, the benefits from it. And now I'm going to show you a little bit about StreamYard, how I'm using it and what I'm doing. Now, what you can't see that people on Instagram can see is that there's actually a green screen behind me. I'm going to turn the virtual camera off. Let me see, green screen. Let's see. I'm going to see if I turn it. You see that? So when I turn my virtual background off, this is what the people on Instagram are seeing. They're actually seeing this green screen that's behind me. And this is actually a green screen that I found that I can strap to my chair. So I don't have a dedicated studio space yet. So I've just worked from my desk. But I found this thing on Amazon that I bought because I was like, I need a way to kind of hide the stuff behind me and play around with the background. But this is actually called the Web Around, I think. And I put a link last week in the video. I'll put a link in the comments here too. But this is a cool thing to have if you work from home and you just want a way to be able to kind of block out your background and use different virtual backgrounds. So that's what I have here on the back. If I go ahead and in StreamYard, I actually am in the section where there's these different settings where I can change my virtual background. And there are a number of things that I can put behind me here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, take a quick look at the comments while I transition over to kind of show you some of these features, see if we have anything here. Hey, good morning, brother. My brother Darrell is on. Thank you. Alzada, thank you for tuning in as well. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to go ahead now and share my screen. You'll see what I mean by that whole tunnel vision thing, but I just think it'll be cool for you to be able to see some of these features. All right, so you see what I mean by tunnel? You kind of get that and you see deep in. It's just something that happens when you share the screen of wherever you're broadcasting from. But what I want to show you, if you can look on the right-hand side of the screen here, you'll see the comments. So this right here, to me, like I was sold when it came to this here. So one of the things that I really like about this is, and if anybody who's ever been doing lives on social media, was that, you know, if you are live on Facebook and you got stuff going on in the comments, your eyes have to be drawn to these different tabs or different devices so that you can see what's going on. StreamYard, once you connect your social media platforms to it, will actually allow the comments to show right here in what they call the broadcasting studio. So I can read the comments that people make on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, we got somebody from YouTube. Roy, thanks for tuning in, my friend Roy. Hola. He's tuned in from YouTube. That's the first time I've had somebody streaming from YouTube and actually made a comment. I didn't even know, it was there, but that's cool that I can actually see that right here in the broadcast studio. Now, another thing that's cool about this is that any of these comments that come in, I can actually show them on the screen. So you know how sometimes you're like watching broadcasts and they'll show you like tweets and stuff that people posted up. They're doing something similar to this where you're able to kind of share that there. So isn't that cool that I can do that? Mikhail said, the whole time I thought that was your actual background. I wish that was my background, Mikhail. That would be the bomb. Like those are goals, but I'm not there yet. But yeah, that's actually a virtual background. So that's cool. You see how I can just show right there those comments right on the screen here. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing that they have in here is called banners. Now, banners allow you to do like ticker tape. You ever watch the news in the stock market and they show like, what the stock is doing lately? You'll be able to see the numbers changing and all that other stuff. I could do what they call a ticker tape right at the bottom of my screen here. And I could just type whatever message I want to type and it'll show up on the screen here. Okay. So that's another cool feature. A lot of the stuff that I really like is here in brand. So right now I came in here very bland and plain. I didn't put any of the frame, what they call an overlay, onto my broadcast, but I'm going to show you what that looks like. So the system by itself comes with a default overlay that's promoting the live stream, the StreamYard brand. But I can actually add my own branding. So here's one that I did for Tech Talk Tuesday. I can actually add that and frame out my broadcast here in the screen with my own design. So that way I can kind of use my own branding right here on the screen. Another thing that you can do is that I can change the background. So you see that black background that I have, but I can also kind of turn that off, or I can upload some images to do a different type of background. Today when I started, I used the countdown. So they have like this 30-second. Okay, so that's the countdown. So if you're doing your pre-show and you want to have some type of countdown where people are tuning in and jumping in, you can go ahead and do that. It's actually video clip, so I can put any type of video clip in here and share that with you. There's a private function. There's a private chat functionality in here. If you have guests and your guests need to talk to you while you're live streaming, you can do that. And then there's the settings that I was using earlier that allow you to be able to choose which camera you're going to use, choose your microphone sources. I can do my green screens here. So here you see the green screen setting where I can turn that green screen off. There's that. And then I can also choose different virtual backgrounds. They give you some that are preloaded, but then you can also upload from your computer. So if you have some images that you want to use, you can simply go ahead and do that. Okay. How cool is that? Let me go back to the comments here, see what we got. All right. Okay, cool. So those are the main features that I wanted to share with you from StreamYard. This is a free software, so they do let you use this software for free. Let me turn my screen share off. They do let you use the software for free. You can test it out. I believe you can broadcast to just one platform. I don't know that you get the comment feature. I think that might be the upgrade, but I think it's only maybe like $20 some a month. But for me, paying $20 some a month for a broadcasting tool that's going to bring me more clients in is very, very worth it. And I like the fact that, I do the upgrade because I can also stream to multiple platforms. So I don't have to try and go live in all these different places and upload video in different places. I simply can just go live at one place and then have that video streamed to others. So that's StreamYard. I showed you the kind of mechanics of what I'm using. I got my green screen. I'm in front of a window, so I have some good light coming through, but I do have a little ring light that I bought on Amazon for like 20-30 bucks. It does not have to be expensive for you to do. And it's very effective when it comes to marketing if you incorporate this into your routine. Now, I know some people go live daily, which is the bomb. I say I'm going to do that, but I'm just like, let me start small and start with what I can do. And I know I can commit to 1 day a week. 1 day a week is what I do. So every Tuesday, I come here on Tech Talk Tuesday and I feature a different topic. And I think if you're going to go live, make sure you commit to something that you can do consistently. That's the key, is making sure that whatever it is that you decide to do, is making sure that it's consistent. I'm doing a 30-minute show, but I know plenty of people who do 5-10-minute shows. Whatever works best for the information that you want to share, feel free to do that. But definitely incorporate it. I highly recommend that you incorporate it. I highly recommend that you start live streaming. If you are scared about it, just do those things that I talked about before. Just record yourself, get used to recording yourself, try scripting your show, and just jump into it, because the benefits far outweigh what you think might go wrong. It's not even guaranteed that so much stuff is going to go wrong, but it's just what you think is going to go wrong. So thanks again for tuning in for this week's Tech Talk Tuesday. I think next week what I want to share with you is actually the calendar app that I've been using lately to book my consultations. Every Friday, I have this thing called 15-Minute Friday, where I'm doing free 15-minute consultations. If you go to michaeldemond.com under coaching, you'll see 15-Minute Friday. You can sign up for one of those. I only do 4 time slots every Friday. I think there's 2 or 3 time slots left for this coming week. But what I do with that is that I set that up so that if people have questions or they're struggling with something marketing related in their business, we could talk for 15 minutes. I might be able to get you steered in the right direction or offer a solution in that time frame, but at least to kind of help you figure out what your next steps are be, so you're not stuck where you are. But I've used this software called Calendly, which has a free version. I upgraded recently to the paid version so that I can do paid consultations. But what I like about it is that I have like multiple email addresses and multiple calendars, and I hate it. Like if somebody says, okay, you want to meet? Great, let's meet. I got to go to my calendar and I got to see, okay, where's the time frame? Where am I open? And that was just becoming way too much. So what I like about Calendly is that it allows me to be able to set the times of the day and the days of the week that I want to do meetings. I can set that up and say, hey, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday between 10 and 12, offer 30-minute time slots. I set that up one time, put the link on my website, or I just email the link to people and people can just book. And that way I don't have to be the one to go in every time to set that meeting up. I've also integrated it with Zoom. So when that happens, Calendly will automatically create a Zoom meeting invite, create the link, send it to them in their email, put it on their calendar. So like I've saved myself like tons of steps by doing that. So next week, I'm going to show you how you might be able to use something like that in your own business. And I'll show you how I'm using Calendly in mine. So that's the end of the show, folks. I am a little, cool. 10:23. We're good. I always try to keep these to 30 minutes or less. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the comment. I'm always going to come back here and check and see if I can answer your questions. You can also connect with me personally. Just go to michaeldemond.com. And you can just contact me right through there. So thanks for tuning in for Tech Talk Tuesday. Thanks, yo. Appreciate it. She said happy. Let me use the features here so you can see it. You see that? Happy Tech Talk Tuesday. Thank you, yo. Appreciate that. Thank you, Reve. Appreciate that as well. You sold. Definitely try it out. Like I'm gonna put I may have put the link in here when I posted it. So I'm gonna make sure that the link is in the comments for anybody that wants to try it out. So thank you. Enjoy your Tuesday, and I will see you next week.